Okay. Good morning, everybody. In the previous class, we were discussing about the ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, and we understand what is a ERP. ERP is a integrated system which supports which integrated system which supports the all the organization's functions functions like the HR, the payroll, accounts, marketing, sales. It integrates all the systems and it makes sure that all the data is up to date and it is a common database, and all the communication between these different departments or the different functionalities happens without any problem. The communication between all these different parts of the organization will be seamless. That is how it is very advantageous to have the ERP system. This is again from the Spec India. We were looking there some of the insights about the ERP. The advantages of having a ERP is no more issues with the data as it is spread across the separate databases. All information is located in a single location. If we had all the different departments or the functional parts of the organization working separately, they would have had their own databases. For example, sales and marketing team, if they whatever the activity, sales and marketing activity they are carrying out, if they want to capture all that data, they would have had their own database. Similarly, manufacturing people, then supply chain management people, all those people will be having a different database. If that was the situation, there is a problem with the synchronization of the data. Synchronization of our data is the biggest challenge. We will know what is the latest current status. Instead of that, if we had the ERP system, the database would be only one. All the systems will these different subsystems will interact with the common database. So we do not have any kind of issues with the related to the data. Data consistency will be taken care, and whatever the status you want to see at any time, that would be the current status. Unlike if there are multiple databases, to find the current status, you have to go into multiple databases to find out what is the current status. Bridges information gap across the organization. So once all these departments or functional parts of the organizations are integrated, definitely it kind of forms a bridge, and whatever the communication that happens between them is seamless. Helps to achieve competitive advantages by improving its business process. Okay, so business process will improve, the efficiency will improve, so that will give a competitive edge over the other people. Automates tedious tasks such as compiling reports, updating inventory information, and monitoring your sales while reducing the risk of human error. So another advantage is what it automates. Automatically we can generate important information or the reports that are required by the various department without any problem. If you want to see the what is the inventory, so example, inventory, whatever the sales people are making the sales, once the sales is done, immediately it will be adjusted from the inventory. Let us say in the inventory there are 1,000 products. Let us say per day 100 items has been sold by the sales and the marketing people. Automatically from 1,100 would be deducted, inventory will have the 900 products. So at any given time, inventory status can be checked without any problem. And let us say now there are 900, and the procurement department and the manufacturing department, they procure the raw material and they produce, let us say 1,000 more products. It will be automatically added by the manufacturing team. Inventory will go from 900 to 1,900. Those 1,000 new products will get added. That is how the inventory is up to date all the time. So this is one example of the inventory. Various such reports can be generated. If you want to see what is the sales that is happening, that can be easily produced without any problem. Software solutions are often equipped with the firewalls and restriction controls, so you can safeguard confidential data without limiting your access user access to the information. So we can use the security mechanisms. We can put in security mechanism. Whatever is the sensitive data, that will be restricted from accessing by other users. Whatever the information that can be given to others, that will be given to the customers or the different departments. Whatever the confidential data, that will be protected under this ERP system. Helps to make reporting easier. ERP modules can respond to the complex request more easily. So any kind of a complex request you have, that can be easily that query can be easily given to the ERP system, and we can find the answer for that. For example, if a particular manager wants to know what is the quarterly sales in particular product, so he can do that. So if he wants to say little more complex, is like he want to see the quarterly sales in particular product in particular region. Okay, so he can do that. So all those, any kind of a complex reports, we can easily generate using the ERP. So we have a lot of advantages. Similarly, there are other disadvantages as well. Disadvantage of ERPs, the success of ERP implementation depends on the skills and experience of the workforce. So one of the challenge for implementation of the ERP solutions is first thing is understanding the business. What kind of a business, how they are doing it, they understanding their business processes, and tuning the ERP solution according to that business. That is a big challenge, and that also depends on the skill and the experience of the people who are going to implement the ERP system. They should understand the business process very well, and also they should understand the what are the capability of the software and how it can be customized. That knowledge should be there for the workforce. So that becomes the key factor for the success of the ERP implementation. And normally, if you see the ERP implementation are like it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, depending upon the size of the organization. So success completely depends on the skill of the team which is working on the ERP implementation. Upfront cost of the software alone can be high, especially or small to medium sized businesses. So the another biggest problem with the ERP implementation is the cost of the software, cost of the implementation. If you are aware of these SAP or the PeopleSoft, Oracle Financial, these are the different softwares that are available. Licensing those softwares is very expensive, and the initial cost is very huge, and it can be significant amount for the if the organization is small scale or the medium scale. Choosing the wrong ERP may not cater your unique requirements. So if you are not out of the available ERP solutions, choosing the right one is the most important. Otherwise, it will not yield whatever the requirement you are having. So choosing ERP is another challenge. Information sharing can have an adverse effect on the another department. Here the information sharing is seamless, and the same thing can have an adverse effect because of the uh, so much availability of the information. Here, what there are mechanisms to restrict the information who is going to access. So using that methodology, we can reduce this kind of a risk. Although there are few negative points about ERP, if used in the right way, it can definitely help to leverage your business. Despite its popularity, there are a lot of myths and wrong notions surrounding this concept. Okay, so what are the misconceptions we have about the ERP? These are the some of the myths. ERP is a big business and enterprise. ERP is only for the large scale industries, very large enterprises. No, that is not true. Suppose if the organization is small and they want a particular module of the ERP, like I was telling about the CRM. CRM is customer relations management. For every organization, customer relations is very, very important. They can just have that module, CRM module. ERP only benefits executives and management. This is also not true. ERP definitely helps the executive and management taking the right kind of a decision, because a lot of data analytics can be used and the reporting tools can be used, so that they can target their decisions based on those reports. Example I told is, suppose management wants to see the region wise sales. Using that information, they will come to know certain region their sales are not that good, so they can do more studies on that, and they can use some kind of a strategy to improve the sales on that particular region. But this not only helps the executive and management, it will help each and every individual of the organization. One ERP fits all. So this is also not true. Uh, uh, every organization has a different structure, different characteristics. One ERP will not fit all the organization. Every ERP comes with a different flavors. So you have to choose the right kind of a ERP. Your ERP will drive your business process improvements. Okay, so ERP is not the only thing that will drive the business process improvements. You have the organization, the way it is operating has to mold that ERP or customize that ERP to improve the business improvements, to improve the business processes. ERP is high priced, only multinational corporation can afford it. There is a price range from the based on the different ERP. There are very well established softwares. Of course, they are expensive, but there are also open source possibilities available. And also, as I said, if there is a requirement, you can go for the module wise implementation. Whatever the module you require, you can only take up that particular module. All ERP softwares are identical. No, this is not true. Every, even though they are built on industry's best practices, apart from industry best practices, each of these software have their own business processes, their own ideas that have been implemented. ERP is not suitable for my industry. ERPs can be customized. I told ERPs are built on industry's best practices, but it can be customized to any kind of a industry. ERP customization and upgrades are nightmare. This is also not true. When the softwares are built, when ERP programs are written, they are written in such a way to incorporate the future changes. They are thinking about the customization that is required, and they will provide provisions so that it can be easily customizable and it can be easily upgraded. ERP, emerging trends in the ERP, user-friendly ERP system. ERP vendors look for solution that has a user-friendly interface and is more friendly and intuitive. Attractive dashboards, easy to use ERP features, and enhanced functionalities are some of the key factors that attract the workforce to opt for the ERP solution. So user-friendly usage of the ERP system, easy to understand, easy to use, and very attractive dashboards, attractive GUIs, attractive reporting system. Those are the ones which will attract the workforce to use the ERP. Second one is the mobility. ERP users are demanding device-centric mobile technology to drive productivity, deeper business relationship, and have a access to relevant real-time information. So mobility is the one of the key. uh, ERP can be given in different flavors so that it will extend the mobility and accessibility of the real-time data. When you are making, suppose marketing team will not be sitting at one place in the office and they are doing the work. Marketing team will be going around everywhere to market their products. When they are on the move, they should have the relevant and real-time information so that they can use that for the marketing purposes. Integrating social media and digital marketing. ERP is generally focused on operational management rather than the marketing. So ERP is mostly it is focused on the operational management, is how to run the organization. There are different functionality of the organization, how to make it operational, how to run it. It is not fully focused on the marketing. But if sales modules are integrated with the direct marketing and data gathering links across multiple social media channels, the business can be competitive. So rest of the ERP is more focused on the operational, but what we can do is the sales modules, whatever is related to the sales and the marketing model, we can have a integration with the social media channels where we can get the data and we can use that particular data to promote the products. Use of sensors in the connected devices. With the internet connected sensors, the ERP system can collect real-time data about machine performance. With this data, production can be tracked precisely and sudden mechanical breakdowns and costly downtimes can be avoided. So this use of a sensor, the good example is the manufacturing. Okay, the manufacturing department, they are working on the right very tight schedules, and if we can get the real time information, let us say some temperature of a certain machine, or if there is a boiler, the pressure inside the boiler, if the real time data can be tracked to check the health of the system, okay, health of the machinery, that can be incorporated. So we have sensors that will be directly fed to the manufacturing module, where it can predict the if there is any signs of a breakdown. If there is an early prediction, that will help in making sure that there are no breakdowns and there is no change in the production. Okay, the production is not impacted. Okay, those are some of the things about the ERP benefits, features, and the advantages and the disadvantages. So that is the Spec India, where like we got some of the information, and this is from another source. Okay, this is the slide put by the Davenport Thomas. This gives the idea of the ERP system. In the ERP system, you can see this rectangle. This is a complete ERP system, and on this side we have the customers, and on this side we have the suppliers. So suppliers of the raw material and customers are the one who will consume the products that organization produces. And we have managers and stakeholders who are using the system, and we have the employees who are using the system. And between the customers and the ERP system, there is a interaction. Salesforce and customer service representatives. In case of a supplier and the ERP system, office administrators and the workers, they are directly dealing with the suppliers. Inside the organization, these are the different functionality we have, and we have a central database, and to the central database we have all the subsystem interacting, and they are updating the database as and when required. That updated information is used by the other departments. For example, we have sales and delivery applications. Whenever there is a sales, whenever there is a order, that order will be placed. When order is placed, the either the manufacturing team, they will take that particular, the manufacture, and if there is a any need for the raw material, they will put in the request for the raw material. Then the department who is responsible for procuring the raw materials will get that request. They fulfill that request, they will place the order with the suppliers, get the material and update the system. Once it is updated, manufacturing team will come to know raw materials are available. Manufacturing team will start building the product. Once the product is built, they will update the system. The sales team will come to know the product is built, so they will fulfill that order by shipping the product or giving the product to the customer. So you can see the other systems are some service applications, HR, human resource management applications, inventory and supply application, manufacturing application, financial application, and reporting application. Reporting applications are mainly used by the managers or the management team or the leadership team. It is useful for the making decisions, making strategies. This is the example of a ERP. This is an example where we have all the functionality of the organization without having a ERP. Means how the system will work without having a ERP system. So what happens? Customer, he wants certain parts. Okay, he orders the parts. The customer information will be stored here, all the customer and whatever the order he wants, everything will be stored. And the sales department, what they will do is, whatever the part they have requested, they will check with the warehouse team. Okay, warehouse team, this is the communication they will do with the warehouse team, whether that particular part which is required by the customer is available or no. Then if suppose that particular part is not available, then he will respond that particular part is not available. Then also he will respond, we ordered the parts. When they will order, if you see here, there is another purchasing team. Then before telling we ordered the parts, warehouse team will contact the purchasing team and they will say we need certain part. And when that purchasing team orders that particular material, that information is sent to back to the warehouse. We ordered the parts. Once that part is ordered, then they will go and inform the sales department that that particular item is, a particular part is ordered, and it sends that report to the accounting team. Okay, and also before he places that parts information to the warehouse, he will place the order with the vendor. Whoever vendor is supplying that particular part, he will order it and he will generate the invoice. Vendor will generate the invoice, and that invoice is paid by the accounting team. Once the accounting team pays that, vendor will ship that product to the warehouse. Then warehouse team will inform the sales team that particular item is, particular part is available, and then the sales happens. So if you see here, then the sales is complete. Then they send the sales report to the accounting. Everybody has to send the information to the accounting team. You can see whatever the sales they are doing, they send the information to the accounting team, and that information is stored here. And similarly, purchasing team is sending the report, whatever the purchasing purchase orders they have placed, that information. And similarly, warehouse, whatever is the inventory report, they will send it to the accounting. And if you see here, each of these departments, sales department, warehouse where they are maintaining the inventory, and the purchase team and accounting team, they have their own separate databases. if you want to track something, you have to go through all these four databases. Now let us see after ERP implementation how the workflow changes. Now the same given problem, a particular customer orders a part, sales department, he puts in inventory data. If no parts order is placed through the database, so he will puts the order. Then the warehouse will look into that request. Once the sales department puts the request for the particular part, that information will go to the warehouse team. Warehouse team will look at that. If that particular item part is available, then they will supply it. Otherwise, what they will do is books inventory against the purchase order. So they will put the inventory against the purchase order. Then once that purchase order is put in here, the purchasing department, they will get that purchase order. Then order is submitted to the purchasing record order in the database. So once they get the purchasing order, purchase team will be responsible for fulfilling that purchase. Then once they get this information, they will place the order with the vendor. Once the vendor gets the order, he what he will do is, first thing is he will send the invoice to the accounting team. Okay, whatever the price that price, including that price, he will send the invoice to the accounting team. Once the accounting team makes the payment, vendor will supply the part directly to the warehouse. Once he receives it, he will update the system, and once the system is updated that a particular part is procured from the vendor, sales department will come to know it is available, and then they will fulfill the customer order. So this is how the all the uh, each department is communicating through the database. So they are whatever the information, it will immediately pop up in their system. So if there is any kind of a item that is required, when sales team puts that, immediately the warehouse team will come to know in their dashboard that something is waiting for them. They will take the action. Once they take the action, if something is pending for the purchasing team, it will pop up in their dashboard. So on for every other systems. So that is how they will take care of this request without making the actual communication with the each department. All the communication happens through the this particular database. And before the ERP system, we knew that each of the department, they were supposed to send information to the accounting. Now that is not required, because all the information is available in the database. Accounting team will directly get the information from the database. Financial data exchange, books invoice against the purchase order. So all those information, whatever the reports, he can directly get it from the system. These are the some of the top ERPs. This I collected from the itbusinessedge.com. This lists some of the ERP softwares that are available in the market. So this is Acumatica. Vendor is the Acumatica. This is real-time visibility. That is the key feature. Then we have the Deltec by Deltec, modular and project centric. Then we have Dynamics 365. It is from Microsoft. It is real-time resource visibility, no code configuration. eCount. eCount is the vendor. Unlimited users, free support. So this is the key features. That's just the key features. Next one is the Infor, industry specific rapid deployment. JD Edwards Enterprise One. It is done by the Oracle. Multiple functional models and development tools. Then NetSuite, it is also by Oracle. Here, see, this is a requirement. Based on the requirement of the industry, they can see the key features and accordingly they can use. For a particular industry which visual analytics is more important, they should go for the NetSuite. Odoo, this is also Odoo automated scale integrated apps, Paragon ERP, then PeopleSoft is also Oracle. Earlier PeopleSoft was a separate organization. It was taken over by the Oracle, so they made it their product. This is automated cloud migration, then priority software, scalable intuitive, S4 HANA, it is done by the SAP. Okay, data aging, digital assistance, then Sage ERP, this is a Sage group, real time intelligence, rapid deployment, syspro, syspro impact software, modular customizable. So here some of the things you saw is a rapid deployment. One of the challenge for the ERP systems is the implementation takes a lot of time. That is the biggest challenge for the ERP systems. Why we should have a ERP? Integrate financial data, integrate not only financial data, all kind of a data that is getting produced in the organization, be it related to the sales, be it related to the manufacturing. All the information will be integrated into one common database. Standardized manufacturing processes, okay, for standardizing the manufacturing processes, and standardized HR information, whatever the information that human resource team needs, standardizing that particular information. For example, the skill set of the employee is stored in a one standardized way, and with a regular updates on top of it. ERP project and time. I told you one of the challenge for implementation of a ERP is the timeline that is required to implement the ERP solutions. Real transformational ERP efforts will usually run between 1 to 3 years on average. Whether it is 1 year or 2 year, 3 year, it depends on the scale of the industry. For large scale, definitely it is going to take a lot of time. It is not only the ERP implementation, it is also the a data migration. Data from all the different sources should be migrated into one common platform. That itself is a challenge. So based on the scale of the organization and the complexity of the business, what kind of a business they are doing, it can range from 1 to 3 years. Short implementation, 3 to 6 months. Small companies, implementation limited to small area of the company, or the company only use the financial pieces of the ERP system. So shorter implementation when it can happen if the companies are really small, not very complex, and sometimes the implementation is limited to only small areas, as I told you, maybe just the CRM, or maybe the accounting software, maybe the supply chain management module. If the implementation is as a module wise, then that can be with a shorter implementation time. The important thing is not to focus on how long it will take, but to understand why you need ERP and how you will use it to improve your business. One definite question is the timeline, and whatever the cost that is incurred during implementation of the ERP is like at during that phase. If it is going for like 1 year, 2 years, during that period you will not get any returns from that particular ERP system. It is the expense, that is the investment. What is important is once the ERP is implemented, how it is going to help your business, how it is going to help making things easier, how it will make increase in the business. All those are the important things. And with ERP implementation, some of the non essential things can be removed. So that is how you can achieve the savings. So always ERP should be looked from the point how it will help with the improving the business. There are certain hidden costs when you are talking about the implementation of the ERP for the organization. When ERP is implemented in any organization, I listed so many softwares are there. Whichever software you are going to purchase, definitely there is going to be a training. You have to train the workforce, whoever is going to be the user of the ERP system. Those people needs to be trained in that particular modules, those particular softwares. One advantage here is like, if softwares are well known, if you are buying a well known softwares, advantage is like that you will get a skillful workforce. Okay, you will be able to hire them. If you are going for example like open source solutions, or some other solutions which are very good but not popular, that time you have to spend a lot of time on the training the workforce. That is the hidden cost. Integration and testing. Integration of all the systems and testing. Once you implement the ERP solution, you have to do the testing of that, so whether it is working properly or not. Normally how the industries they do is, they will be suppose sales and marketing team, they will be having some kind of a software and some kind of a database that are they are using currently. They will run the ERP solution in parallel. Means the whatever the legacy software they have, that will also run, and the ERP solution that will also run. They will make it as a pre-production. During the pre-production phase, they will make sure that whatever the results that are coming out of the old system exactly matches with the new ERP solution. That is one way of testing. So there are many approaches for testing, but it is going to be a very challenging. Data conversion, I told you, data is stored in different forms. Before implementation of a ERP, each department has their own source of data. Some department is storing it in files. Some database, some department is storing it in Oracle database. Some department storing it in MySQL database. So there are different variety of the data storage, and this is true when you are talking of the large organization. This happens. And also for large organization, when they acquire other companies, those companies will be having a different implementation, different databases, different data structure. Now when you are talking about the common database, you have to do the conversion from, if something is stored in the file, that needs to be converted. In some databases, it is in the number format. Some databases it is in the text format. All those conversions should be taken care. That's a biggest cost. Data analysis, whatever the data you are getting, you have to do the analysis. It is a right kind of a data, or how that data should be changed, transformed. All those things should be carried out in the data analysis stage. Consultants, when you are implementing the solution, suppose SAP, from the SAP company, you are going to hire some consultants who will act like experts, then who will help with the transition, who will help with the training, the key resources. That is how that would be a big cost. Hiring a consultants with respect to the ERP solution, that is a big hidden cost. Replacing best and brightest staff after implementation. And sometimes what happens is, with ERP implementation, you will not require the older system, and whoever is expert on those older system, who are really good but they cannot switch to the new system, some of the such staff you have to replace with the new staff who are knowledgeable in the particular ERP solutions. Implementation teams can never stop. Okay, the implementation team, whoever is doing the implementation, has to go on for years, right? Once the implementation part is done, then comes the maintenance part, waiting for the ROI, return on investment. I told you, this ERP implementation will take sometimes 2 years, 3 years. During those 2 years or 3 years, there is no return, zero return on the investment. You are not getting back anything. What you are doing is just spending or investing on the ERP implementation. And post ERP depression, so this is always happens. Whenever you have a new system, whoever were expert on the older system, some for some of them it will cause the depression. Some of those resources will leave on their own, and some resources will be forced to leave where they cannot adapt to the new ERP solutions. Those are the hidden costs. Benefits of ERP system, we have already saw the benefits. Um, the training, this is hidden cost. Okay. Benefits we have already seen, and this is just the repetition. The advantages is like benefits is the business improvement happens. The communication between departments becomes seamless. Report generation, status tracking, data analytics, decision making strategy. It will help with all those kinds of things. What are the risk with the ERP implementation? It's very expensive. It can cost hundred thousands to millions of dollars. Okay, ERP implementation is very expensive, but once it is implemented, then many operational cost will come down. Okay, that is the indirect benefit. Without having ERP, you will be spending so much on the operational activities which were not necessary. Okay, those were necessary because the ERP is not present. Once a ERP is implemented, those operational costs will go away. But the initial implementation cost of the ERP is very high, time consuming. Okay, it can take definitely it can take months together, or at least couple of years. Great risk for the organization. Why it is organization? If organization, first thing is, it is not going to get any return on investment for those many years. And if that organization is not able to sustain that, then it's a great risk for the organization. So organization has to think before on what scale it wants to implement the a particular ERP. Most of the time, what the organization will do is to minimize the risk. They go module wise. They will decide upon particular ERP. Once they decide that they are going to implement that ERP, they are not going to implement it in the large scale. They will start with the one or two modules, and they will see the results in 2 to 3 months. Okay, based on the results, they will continue with the next modules, module by module. That is how they can mitigate that risk. Then transfer of knowledge. So this is the most important thing. When you are implementing the new system, whoever has the knowledge about the existing system, they have to transfer the knowledge to the new team who are going to implement the ERP. Then biggest risk is acceptance with the company. Whenever the new changes happen in the organization, acceptance is the most challenging thing. Okay, so with that, we will end today's session.